Hello guys, it is me, Victoria, and for today's video I wanted to talk about the trap of self-love and self-esteem that I feel almost every self-help guru and, life coach out there can fall into. So yeah, hot take here, controversial opinion. I spend a lot of time on Instagram and there's just so much. You can tell I don't like it. There's a lot of positivity and life advice, which is very shallow in my opinion. It's just like, love yourself, accept yourself, you're a queen, be a queen, you have no flaws, you're flawless, you wake up flawless. Yeah, that's a Beyonce song for anyone who did not know what I was doing there. Yeah, it's all about self-love. I need to work on my self-love. All these women are saying I need to love myself more before I can do this and that. It's just like, ladies, first of all, when you go home to try to love yourself, what are you going to do? Alright, give me something specific, concrete, that you're actually going to do, because I feel like a lot of times they have nothing. They're just like, yeah, I gotta love myself. I gotta keep telling myself I love myself. I gotta use positive affirmations and be like, I am beautiful in every single way. Right? Well, they always say, also another thing they say is, loving yourself is a battle. It takes years. It's not gonna happen overnight. And that's because it doesn't work, in my opinion. Alright? You can love yourself. You can try loving yourself for 20 years and nothing's going to happen, in my opinion. Maybe it's different for other people, okay? But I've tried a lot of typical things. I've tried writing down a list of positive affirmations. I've tried hypnosis. I've tried looking at yourself lovingly in the mirror naked. I've tried looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself, I am beautiful. And all the typical kind of stuff. And it's just like, why isn't it working? Well, what I've come to realize is that the reason it's not working is we have a dark side and a light side, alright? Our light side, good and evil, let's say, our good side, that is our ideals, who we want to be, who we think we should be and everything. And the fact is, that's not realistic, alright? We are not gods and goddesses, as much as people like to hashtag goddess on Instagram. We're not. We're real people, and we do have flaws. Yet, I feel like the whole self-love and self-esteem movement is just trying to build people. It's trying to build an armor around people's ideals, this idealized version of themselves. It's like, oh no, I looked bad in a photo. Self-love. I am beautiful in every single way, and every day, in every single way, I am beautiful, I am flawless. It's just like, do you see the problem here? This is bound to fail, because every time we have a contradictory thought, which contradicts our ideals of perfection, then we go into a self-love spiral. So make the connection. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is, face the facts, face reality. Life is dirty. Life is messy. People are not perfect. A really amazing person can do something really bad without knowing it. For example, an amazing person who just is like the kindest animal lover in the world can still pay for a knife to be stuck in an animal's throat 3 times a day for their meal. Have no idea. Is that their fault? Not really. No, because they don't know. So what I'm saying is, human beings can be really bad. Like, even myself, there's certain things I've done where I'm just like horrified. I'm like, I am a total asshole. Alright, and if I just keep saying, love yourself, this is driving me into a downward spiral. But it's like, the fact is, I was an asshole, alright? And I did do some things which are really hard to face. And like I said, there's your good and there's your evil. And we want to see the good. We want to see the angel, but we want to ignore the devil. That's the whole, thing with the angel and the devil on your shoulder. And you listen to the angel, but the devil tempts you and stuff. But it's like we want to ignore the devil. But the devil is keeping it real, keeping it 100. The devil is telling us very important information about life that we don't want to hear because we want to be pure, perfect people, and we don't want to face our dark side. And it is incredibly important to face your dark side for a number of reasons. How will you ever be in touch with reality? How will you ever be kind of like one with life if you cannot see your dark side and you cannot face your own flaws? And though it might seem hard to accept this horrible critical inner voice in our head who's telling us you suck, you failed, you're not good enough, it's like, you know what? I wasn't good enough. That's why I didn't get first place or whatever. And it's probably only in, trying to be something we're not, trying to be this pure, angelic version of ourselves, that is what hurts so bad. Because we can't accept, I'm a no good lowlife or whatever. But sometimes, a part of us is. And I feel like we have this fairy tale idealized version of human nature, which creates a lot of depression and anxiety for us. And it can cause people to commit suicide and can cause people to live their life in misery rather than just accept themselves as a real human being. But it's like we don't want to see what real human beings are. None of us know what real human beings are. So on Instagram, we're constantly building ourselves up. So I don't know. These are just some interesting thoughts I've been having lately. Ever since I've done this practice of trying to accept my flaws, I've noticed some benefits. I've noticed, not in the heat of the moment, but after an argument, I am much quicker to see my own fault in it. And it is much easier for me to accept it. And two, I just had this feeling of like being in touch with reality for the first time. Being in touch with the facts of life, and it just felt so relaxing. And three, I have had this much more peaceful relationship with my own inner critic, because every time I have one of these thoughts that I used to battle and freak out over and cringe over, like, some thought beating myself up, instead I just can instantly accept it. And it really is like I've befriended my inner critic. And I feel so much less pressure in life. I feel so much more at ease. I feel there's so much less to protect against. And I feel it is probably going to be a lot easier for me to be vulnerable, knowing that I can accept, if it sounds bad or selfish or fucked up or whatever. But I haven't really had that many chances to be super vulnerable, so we'll see. So, anyway, guys, what do you guys think of this? And do you agree that it's kind of a trap? I want to tell one quick thing. I went to this hypnosis school and it was all about positive affirmations, and it just never rung true for me. They wanted you to say, every negative thought you had, something you wanted to change, they wanted you to replace with the exact opposite. And come on, it's just total bullshit. I'm not going to get better telling myself bullshit. I'm not going to believe it. My inner critic, this horrible person, this bitch in my mind, was a lot smarter than that. And I feel like she was hammering this over my head, hammering me with my flaws, until one day I finally got it. And I'm like, fuck, yeah, I have flaws, and all along you've been telling me I fucked up, I made a mistake, I'm failing. And the fact is, I did make a mistake. And I just couldn't accept it. I was so naive. So anyway, getting a little emotional there because it's actually kind of interesting. So anyway, hope you enjoyed.